The Doctor's Daughter, the 6th episode of Series 4. It's written by Stephen Greenhorn and starring David Tennant, Catherine Tate and Freema Agyeman. So yeah, Georgia Moffat, the real-life daughter of Peter Davison, who played the 5th Doctor, and Sandra Dickinson, who's known to be in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. David Tennant described this episode as we get to see the Doctor's daughter played by the Doctor's daughter. Apparently the role of Jenny wasn't because of her father, it was just coincidental. But I think it's great either way. Peter Davison said to Georgia after he filmed Time Crash, it's her turn, and yes, David Tennant and Georgia Moffat met during filming of this episode and started dating sometime after the episode filmed, and on 30th of December 2011 they're married, which is cool. So they arrived on the planet Messaline, so the guards pointed guns at them because they noticed their hands are clean, so he took the Doctor to put his hand into the machine to get processed. The machine is taking a sample of his tissue and is using it in the cabinet device attached to it. So the door opens and Jenny walks out. The machine got given a gun and we have "Hello Dad" moment. So the group of fish-looking people called the Hath came shoot each other. After Martha gets taken by a Hath, Jenny sets the explosive to seal the tunnel. Jenny called Martha a collateral damage and saying the Doctor is lucky to still have Donna, and Klein had lost his men. But of course Donna stepped in and was like, Martha isn't collateral damage. So they decide to look for Martha, but Klein stops them as he's confused that there's no Mark or a will to fight. So he takes them into the camp to see General Cobb, played by Nigel Terry, and I think he's great. So he explains that long ago the buildings were built into the ground as the environment is too hazardous, and also Hath and humans decide to build a new society together. But the dream dies. The Hath wanted Messaline for themselves, forcing the first colonists to use the machines to produce soldiers, and began the war. So apparently it's for the source that's lost in the maze of tunnels, and they looked at the map. Because the Doctor wanted to stop the war, Cobb decided to get the Doctor, Donna and Jenny locked up in the cell. Meanwhile, Martha helped a Hath relocated its shoulder. I really loved the Haths. I think they're pretty cool. I like how they communicate with the bubbles. I used to do that when I was 9. Also, the Doctor accidentally gave the map to the Hath as well, which would make a blood path. I enjoyed the banter when Jenny talks to the Doctor that he's like a soldier. So the Doctor realises about the map thing and tells Jenny about the Time War and everything. I think it's a great trick when she flirts with Klein, then kissed him while taking a gun out of his pocket. So afterwards the Doctor has a clockwork mouse to distract the guard, but then Jenny knocks him out, and the Doctor wasn't happy about it. So while Martha and the Hath is on the planet's surface, Cobb finds Klein tied up and set him free. I like the way he's like, no one's gonna get in my way, and certainly not this Doctor. For me sounds like a supervillain planning to destroy a superhero. Donna tells Jenny what the Doctor does, and they found lasers crisscrossing the passage. Sadly, the clockwork mouse couldn't get through, so Jenny is about to stop Cobb. The Doctor advises her not to kill because it affects her forever, but she left, so the Doctor turns the laser off. Jenny stops shooting and shot the pipe so the smoke gets in Cobb's way. The laser came back, so Jenny says, "Watch and learn, Father," as she threw her gun away and does the somersault her way through the laser beams, which I have to say, that is pretty badass. Even the Doctor's impressed. She mentions that she had a chance to kill General Cobb, but she didn't, which is great. Meanwhile, at the surface, Martha fell down the cliff into the quicksand. Unfortunately, the Hath couldn't reach her hand, so it jumped in and got Martha out. But it's a sad scene when the Hath is sinking down and Martha pretty upset. So throughout this episode we see numbers on the wall, which turns out to be dates for each section, which means the war started a week ago. So after Martha reunites with the Doctor, Donna and Jenny, they found a glowing globe, and surrounded by humans and Hath armies. The Doctor made a speech where the war is over and smashed it onto the floor with beautiful yellow effects. Both armies put down their weapons, and the Doctor reveals the new world will be born. But unfortunately, General Cobb was about to shoot the Doctor, but Jenny got in the way. This is another sad scene when Jenny dies in the Doctor's arms. And we get intense moments where the Doctor points a gun at Cobb's head, but he didn't, as I'm guessing he's going to be locked up for quite some time. So the Doctor asks that both armies let the idea of a man who never would be the foundation of the half-human society that must now emerge. Sadly, the Doctor had to leave Jenny. The Doctor mentioned that Jenny was the reason the TARDIS brought them to Messaline. It's the endless paradox. So he took Martha home and saying goodbye to her. I think it's nice to have one episode where they take Martha with them in Series 4. So Jenny came back to life. I was like, yes! I'm so happy that they really didn't kill her off and they decided to allow her to live. Plus that was Stephen Moffat's idea to bring Jenny back to life, as they're originally going to kill her off in a place called a generic spaceship room, but Phil Collinson suggested filming the scene in Plantasia Botanical Garden in Swansea. So Klein asked Jenny why is she using one of the escape shuttles, and her plans are lots of stuff to see, planets to save, civilizations to rescue, monsters to defeat, and an awful lot of running to do. Great speech! I would love Jenny to come back. I mean on screen, not Big Finish. As of time of recording, the Doctor still thinks Jenny is dead. It would be great if the Doctor sees her again and finds out that she's actually alive. So, that's the Doctor's Daughter, another great episode. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see yous in the next video.